The good news is, as far as these relatively few business scandals are concerned, things, in my view, are getting demonstrably better, as wrongdoers in a handful of high-profile cases are now moving through the legal system. The wheels of justice do grind slowly, as this audience knows well, but I believe those who have wanted to see more accountability, those who have wanted to see justice served, should be encouraged that these improprieties are being fully and faithfully prosecuted. And on a broader point, it is essential that they are prosecuted and fully and fairly, because you got a lot of guys, common criminals out there that have no, give them the hard time. And I think in our history it could be shown that people who do other kinds of crime, white-collar crimes, are treated quite differently. Put another way, day by day, case by case, our nation is addressing the deficit of decency that seeped into our system, and I have no doubt that America, as she always does, will emerge a stronger and more confident country as a result. Looking back, when I came into office, one of the first problems we had to face was the savings and loan crisis. And I believe that we took aggressive action. The government did what it was supposed to do. We actually created a government entity that went out of business, unheard of, after it finished its job. And so I think we're seeing progress here. As I look to our collective future, I'm happy to say I'm an unabashed optimist. I see some kids here, and I bet they're saying, how can this guy be an optimist when we see what's going on halfway around the world? How can you be an optimist when we, have other worries in other Korea and other places? Well, let me tell you something. I was president during the end of the Cold War. I was president when we had two nuclear powers armed to the teeth with nuclear weapons staring at each other, when we had an obscene iron wall going right down the middle of Germany. And that doesn't exist any longer. And the Eastern European countries are free. And why did they join the coalition of the willing when other big European countries wouldn't? Is because they know what it is to be free. And they know what it is to have the Soviet Union's boot on their neck for year after year. And so I'm an optimist because that Cold War is over. We still have enormous problems in the world, but when you look at the size of the problems, I think it's fair to say to these kids, look, you have every opportunity for next 25 years in this century to have a happy, a peaceful, and a prosperous life. I had a chance when I got up here to tour the fantastic exhibit. If you all haven't seen it, you ought to take some time and go see it. The Splendors of China's Forbidden City. And another reason I'm so optimistic about the future concerns the emergence of China as a world power. I bored these guys at our table here with the fact I've been to China 12 times since leaving the presidency. And if you haven't been there, don't just accept the constant drumbeat about red Chinese. Go and see what's happening with the unleashing of the free enterprise system. Go and see what's happening as they get more and more liberties and individual freedom. They're not where we are. They're not going to pass every Human Rights Commission report, but they've made dramatic strides. And let me just say this. It is absolutely essential that China and the United States not get crosswise with each other. The biggest determinant of peace in the next millennium will be, in this millennium, will be how we get along, in my view, with the People's Republic of China. They got 1,200,000,000 people, and it is essential that we understand them. We don't have to do it their way, but it's essential we understand the change, I would say democratic change, that is taking place in China today. It's big, and it's very, very important, and you're blessed to have this exhibit of historic China right here in this marvelous museum. Barbara and I went to China as your ambassador 30 years ago. God, it's hard to believe that, and lived there. You couldn't move around, you couldn't meet people, you couldn't see the leaders. Everything was gray, everybody's wearing a mouse suit, and it was unbelievable. and now it's bright and the colors are out and the spirit of optimism is in the air. So I enjoyed serving there. And then it seemed like a dark and unhappy place. But believe me, our future is intertwined with China's future, and I would urge more and more understanding about this vast relationship. I might say that this will surprise you, but I might say the President of the United States is handling the U.S.-China relationship very well. So you're shocked, you're surprised that I feel this way, but don't take it from me. I saw all three top leaders, the Premier, the President, and Jiang Zemin, who runs the Military Commission, which is the power center there, and everyone said that the U.S.-China relationship has never been better.